stuff going on in the heavyweight division right now with the arbitration going on between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, and how everybody in the heavyweight division is waiting on the outcome before we can have, things move forward in the heavyweight division.
Okay. This is from Fred from Barbershop's Conversation, and Black Star Sports TV is talking to Mauricio Sulaiman. Okay. Now, and the question was, why, when everything that's going on in the heavyweight division, why is it that we're waiting for the outcome? First of all, let me counterpunch before I continue. Nope. Everyone is not waiting for the outcome. Tyson Fury is not waiting for the outcome. Anthony Joshua is not waiting for the outcome. That fight is being promoted with or without the arbitration decision or whatever. Okay, so we got to make that clear. Though that fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is going to happen regardless of what happens in the arbitration, because we know the mediation is over. The mediation's done. They couldn't come to an agreement, and that is what they say is that. Let's continue. From Black Star Sports TV.
How come you guys haven't just mandated these guys fight? Because we could have already had a fight and moved this thing much further along than we are. Is there any particular reason why that hasn't happened yet?
Well, the WBC was aware of a contract between Wilder and Fury for a third fight. And we were led to believe all along that the fight would happen December 19. That was the WBC knowledge and ruling up to a couple of months where it became evident the fight was not happening on December 19, and they are in a legal proceeding. So it's a matter that they are dealing with. The WBC cannot intervene because that was a private contract between the two fighters. So,
as you heard Mauricio Sulaiman stated, okay, and you guys know how I feel about him at times. At times he's sketchy. He does some shady stuff, makes you sometimes scratch your damn head. However, what he said is something that people forget very easily. And when this started, the WBC has nothing to do with the contract negotiations of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury for a third fight. They were aware of it, but that doesn't mean that they were the ones that ordered it. Okay? That's the difference. So what all you keep hearing this stuff about, oh, well, Tyson Fury, if he loses, he's going to have to strip the belt. According to who? According to a contract? No. The contract, the mediation was for compensation financially. The arbitration is only for financial compensation. So both hearings, the arbitration and the mediation, are both for money. It's not for a WBC strap. Counterpunch. It's not for anything that will overrule anything, that will say that Tyson Fury has to give up anything. So don't believe that. Okay, so this whole idea of, you know what, Tyson Fury may have to give up that belt if he loses the arbitration. If he loses the arbitration, he's just going to have to pay Deontay Wilder a non-disclosed amount of money. That's all. Because that's all arbitration represents. Financial compensation. So the first time, again, mediation was for financial compensation. Then for the arbitration, that's what that means, for financial compensation, which means you're suing that person for money. That's what that means. You heard Mauricio Sulaiman. That was stated over a year ago, that they had in their contract that a third fight, they can exercise that fight within the contract. You can't make a sanctioning body do something that they're not a part of. The WBC has nothing to do with it. The only way that the WBC becomes involved is if Tyson Fury doesn't fight and he has to obligate that mandatory spot. That's the only way. That is the only reason the WBC is involved, because of the rules of the WBC, not a contract that they had between two people or two parties. I hope people understand this, because people got this weird idea, and you keep hearing on a lot of these channels that, oh, well, Tyson Fury, we're trying to see what happens between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder to see if Deontay Wilder will fight Tyson Fury. It's not for fighting at all. Deontay Wilder should move on. He's just trying to get paid. It's kind of almost like the Povetkin situation, where he knew he wasn't going to fight Povetkin because Povetkin failed that damn drug test, right? And then he sued Povetkin. This is the same thing. The only difference is he's not suing him for a failed drug test. He's suing him because they had a third fight on the line, which the contract's supposed to be expired. That is the only reason. Let's move on.
I don't know if this has responded to your question, but Wilder is the #1 contender. He's supposed to have a contract to fight the third fight with Fury. We're waiting for the resolution that we know the same thing as you know. It's all in the arbitration.
Okay, appreciate you,
Yes.
Black Star. All right.
Thank you, Fred.
We got Ricky, then we got Drew, okay?
Now, do you understand how fast that conversation ended? The answer was made, so that should clear up anything. Did you see a counter from Black Star TV, Sports TV? No. Oh, okay, thank you. That's all you're supposed to get, because that's all it is. You can't make nothing else out of that. You can't twist, reach, bend. That's what it is. Wilder wants to get paid for not having the third fight. That's what we're at. Okay? All the other BS, don't believe by a long shot. Okay? So this is up. This is between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. It has nothing to do with the WBC strap. So whenever you hear someone say, well, he should give up that belt, or that belt can be stripped, or he's in danger of getting that belt stripped because of the arbitration or the situation with Deontay Wilder, don't believe the hype. Okay? That is totally false, totally untrue. Okay? And this is what you need to revert to. What Mauricio said according to that. They have nothing to do with that. Okay? So this is one of the things that was already said, that already clarified everything, besides you hearing rumors of something that's not true. It's time for truth, people, and that's what I'm here for. You guys tell me what you think about Mauricio answering the question, squashing, settling the whole myth of Tyson Fury being stripped of the WBC. Tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.